Hi, I'm bringing you a slightly different podcast today because I'm not at home. I am at my sister's house in the East Neuk of Fife, and instead of showing you my usual finished things, my whips, my future projects, I'm actually going to show you a load of older projects because I've been looking around her house and I have grabbed all the various crochet things that I've made over the years, pulled them together on the chair beside me, and I'm going to talk you through them one by one and show off some older things which I'll never have shown before. I don't think any of them. Nope, won't have shared them before on this channel. If you've been following me on Instagram, I've been on Instagram since 2012 I believe, and you may have seen them on there if you've been following me a long time, but otherwise you won't have seen them before. So I'm just going to grab the first things on the chair, and these are little finger puppets. Now this was a challenge which I took up in May 2020, so we were in lockdown, COVID was, a big thing, and somebody had done a challenge and there were various animals, or the theme was endangered animals and illustration, and I can't even remember who ran the challenge, but it was actually an illustrator rather than a crochet challenge. And I chose to do the challenge by designing and crocheting these little finger puppets. And I did one per day. It was a daily challenge for a week. And of course I wasn't really doing anything else at this point, other than gardening. I was just gardening like crazy and crocheting. So this was the bear. He's got a wee fish in his mouth. We had a hammerhead shark. So they are all endangered animals. There is a puffin. And this is my favourite animal, actually. I don't know if it's my favourite of the puppets, but it's my favourite animal. It's a snow leopard. And I have two more. I believe this one is a blue tree frog. And finally, an African hunting dog. I think this one's my favourite. I love his ears. African hunting dog. And I just had such fun sitting creating these out of scraps of yarn. I made the 6 of them in a week, and they now belong to my niece. So that is the first thing. Now this one, that's possibly the latest thing I made in the pile. Yeah, I would say so. This was the second or third crochet blanket I ever made. I think I'm going to stand up so you can see the fullness of it. Here it is. It's Scrappy. It is double knitting thickness. It's all, I think there's some cotton in it. I didn't know too much at this stage. There's some cotton in it. It's mostly wool. There's some alpaca, merino. There's perhaps some acrylic blends, but I don't think there's any pure acrylics. There's some cotton like that. Now I look at this, I'm like, ooh, what were you thinking? But at the time, all was good. I loved pulling the colours together for this. I mean, look at that one. That is just my colours here in this one. Loved putting this one together, and I do remember my sister and our partner's faces when they opened this one at Christmas a while back. So that is crocheted blanket. From there, I have a knitted blanket. This is, no, I've made 2 knitted blankets in my life. I made one for my middle son when he was born, little baby one. It was very simple. I think it was kind of a corner to corner knitted thing, and it had simple increases where you just put an extra yarn over. I can't remember how I did the decrease side. Perhaps I did 2 squares, 2 triangles, put them together. I don't remember really. It was all a bit of a blur. However, this one I know is a mitered square blanket. No, stand up again, haven't I? This one's knitted and it's mitered square. And this one used up all my scraps of sock yarn. And if you know the mitered square pattern, you begin at one of the edges and you work a straight bit, and then the decreases go down the center, and you then, for the second one and so on, you pick up stitches along the last one, so there's no sewing or joining together really, you join it as you're going along. I worked this one in 4 panels. Can I find the centre? Yes. Here's the centre. Is it? It's easier if I look at it that way. Yes, it is the centre. Here's the centre. So you can see they were worked in 4 directions, these ones. Yeah, you can see it quite clearly here. The lines going that way and then these lines are coming that way. So I worked it in sort of 4 triangles. And then I suppose I did, I mean, this one was 3, 4, maybe even 5 years ago. I maybe sewed them together. Looking at it, I probably did. And then I do remember crocheting a border. Looks like there are 2 or 3 rounds of crocheted border that I've done all the way around it just to finish it off. I really like this one. It's light, it's 4-ply, it's substantial. I guess it isn't wholly like crochet blankets are, and it's just got so many memories of, this was me starting to get into crocheting socks. So I know I crocheted socks in this one and this one and this one. And I was starting to get into indie yarns as well, like this one here. That's a Regia one, I believe. This gorgeous watermelon-y type one is an indie one. Yeah, a lot of good times in this blanket. Took me ages. I'm not that fast a knitter, took me a long time. I really, really like this one and I love seeing it whenever I come here. Next up, whale. This is a pattern by Vanessa Muncy and I probably crocheted it in some blue scraps I had. I gave it buttons for eyes and I really like this one. It's simple. It's in her book, I think Sea Creatures could be one of her books. I have a couple of her books. Thoroughly recommend this one. I think it's on Ravelry as well. You can buy it as an individual pattern. But yeah, fun, fairly quick. Probably stuffed with scraps if I know me. Yeah, this was on my niece's floor. Together with these 2. These 2 chaps, oh my goodness. I gifted them to her this Christmas because I made these, I either made them the lockdown year or the year after, I'm not sure, can't remember now. I designed them for Funiday Dundee, which is a January project. Yeah, it was maybe just before lockdown, I believe it was, because then we couldn't have the exhibition. So it must have been January 2020. I designed these 2, and a third one actually, and I designed them within the month, crocheted them up. This one's got bits of loose hair, poor guy, oh, he lost a strand. The hair has been needle felted in. These were available in my Ravelry and on my, no, I don't think they were on my website, they were on Ravelry. I've taken them off Ravelry simply because they weren't selling and I wasn't really pushing them because they don't really fit in with the rest of my crochet projects, the rest of my crochet patterns I've written, so I took them off. But they are fun. Both their hair, her hair as well, has been needle felted in. But these were fun and yeah, I remember making them. Did you see their shoes? Oh gosh, he's missing a shoe. It's not here. I wonder if it's proper missing. But yeah, I had fun with all the details on these. Look at his pockets. And his little fly. Yeah, she's got pockets. And I designed their clothes as well. Their clothes were all designed and they were interchangeable. So yeah, fun times, but bye-bye. Okay, I've got 2 more blankets. I'm not sure how long this podcast will be. It might be a really, really quick one. But I thought I'd do something different. I thought it'd be nice to do, use this space. So this is where my sister does her painting. There's a couple of her pieces up here behind me. She is a painter. She's also a visual artist, I think. Saturday, have I got the date right? Yes, Saturday. This Saturday. She is doing visuals for her partner and a couple of their friends, band Jam Money. So she projects things onto a screen behind them playing or I guess, does it go on top of them? I don't know, I haven't actually seen it, okay, so I can't talk too much about it, but it sounds really smart. So there's an overhead projector, and various images go up on the white screen behind them, and she does manipulation in time, so live in time to their music, which sounds really cool. So if you're in the East Neuk of Fife, this is on Saturday at along just outside St Monans, and it looks fun. They're off on tour at the moment, which is why I'm in her house. So this one was a lot of fun. This one's more recent, possibly around the same time as the Mitered squares. I don't think there was too much of a gap between those two. And again, I gave this one to my niece. I will stand up, like you see. Ta-da! So it's a smaller one because the time I gave it to her, I think she was maybe around 2 years old, something like that. Again, I just love putting colours together. And this is another real scrappy one. Everything in it is scraps. It's double knitting, weight, so 8 ply DK, and it's slightly 3-dimensional the way the petals pop. Oh, this one is popped back. Some of them are just like that. Yeah, really like this one. I just like looking at blankets like this and kind of going, oh, this is my favourite one. No, that's my favourite. Let's see if I can find a favourite for you quickly without changing my mind a gazillion times. Oh, it's harder. I'm gonna go for this one. This one right here. Orange, it might look reddish there, but it's kind of a deep orangey red, pink, off-white beige, and a chocolatey brown border. Love that one. This one, like the very first one I showed you, has been joined on the back with a double crochet through the back loop only. Yeah, double crochet through the back loop only on the back. And then I've only done one round. I do tend with my blankets to get fed up by the time I get to the border, and they maybe get one, maybe two, although in all these cases one round of border. Mind you, the Mitered square one I did 3, so I went a bit mad there, but generally 1 round of border is all you're going to get from me in a blanket like this. So I guess once you get this sort of size, it does use a lot and it takes forever. And for me, all the fun, the joy is in the squares, and as long as the border is neatened up with a round, I am happy. You got a favourite one on here? I will swoosh it around for a moment. There. Yeah, really enjoyed that one. And the last one I have with me is actually an Aran weight scrappy one. They've shrunk it a little bit. It's okay, I'll let them off. I think it's well loved because it is covered in grass, so I have the feeling it's been out picnicking with them, and that's okay as long as it's being used and loved. But this one's felted slightly. It is kind of a variation on the granny square with this pattern. I can't remember what it's called. If I find out before I upload, I shall try and link this one and the last one I showed you, if I can look through and find what the patterns were. But otherwise, I'm afraid I'm not going to link them. But this one was fun as well because I don't use Aran that much. So I suddenly found myself with, I'll stand back, plenty of Aran weight. So it's a bit of a smaller one. It's a good lap size blanket. It looks lovely on the back of a chair or something as well, and clearly it's done them the odd picnic. But yeah, I absolutely love scrappy projects. Love them. I am getting on really well with my Battenberg. I've been working on that back home. The Battenberg squares, that is It has a lot of scraps in it. I have bought some yarn for it as well. I don't know if you can remember it, I'm using yellow to join, so I have bought all that yellow, and I've also, on top of that, I have bought mini skeins as well. So, and a couple of balls of Zauberball Crazy as well. So it's got a lot of Scrappy in it, but it has also got some bought, whereas all the blankets I've shown you today have been pure Scrappy joy. So there is a slight difference, I guess. Yeah, you know, use what you have. I just didn't have enough scraps for the Battenberg to be able to finish it in a reasonable time frame. I could have kept it going for a few years, but I'm working on the make along with Die Baufrau and Independence Yarn Crafts, so I wanted to get it work along. They're doing a 2-year project, so I'm kind of keeping to that kind of time frame. So I think that is all I have to share with you, apart from one thing I shall share was here. Careful. I picked this out on my walk, and it has made me think, because I didn't bring it with me, but tomorrow I am launching a cowl pattern, and it's called the Gorse Cowl. Can I take that up here? Yeah, you can see. So this is Gorse, which is in bloom just now. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous flower. Smells sweet. I was just talking to my other sister staying here with me just now, and she thinks it smells of pina colada. Yeah, it's gorgeous. Love, love, love the smell. And this is out in bloom everywhere at the moment. You don't have to go too far in the countryside and you'll find this. They say that somewhere in Scotland there is a gorse bush flowering all year round, because even in December you'll find a bush and it's maybe got, you know, the odd flower here and there, like not as much as that, but it'll have maybe your part of the bush will be in flower. It's amazing. So Gorse Cowl launching tomorrow. If you're on my mailing list, you'll find out about that. Tomorrow is the 19th of May, by the way. Today is the 18th, Thursday. I'm hoping to get this uploaded this evening. It might not go to plan, we'll just have to see, because I am taking a few days out here. We'll see how quickly it all processes and uploads. I'm not going to edit it at all. I just started at the beginning. I will press stop and we'll just go for an upload. Do it that way. And this morning I was also filming the tutorial just to make sure that that is good to go in with the pattern, and the pattern will be coming tomorrow. So if you're on my mailing list, 8:30 tomorrow, British Summer Time, that email will go out with the details, and after that, when I get back home, I shall pop the link to that into the description here as well. So I hope you have had a good 2 weeks. I shall be back home in 2 weeks, and I'll have loads to share on what I've been doing on my projects that you're used to seeing. But I thought today would be a bit of a change. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. Bye for now.